Hello everyone, I'm Chris Childs, and on today's episode of the Love Pleasant View Show, I'm talking with Andy and Masoud here at the Leatherwood Distillery. Just opened in Pleasant View, right down by Vans Hardware. So today we're going to be learning a little bit more about what these guys are doing here at the distillery. So Andy, thanks so much for meeting with me today.
Thanks
Masoud,
for coming in.
Thank you.
To start off with, I've heard that you guys have a really incredible story, not just behind the distillery, but amongst yourselves. Could you tell us a little bit, maybe a summary about what you guys have as a background?
Yeah, so my background, I just retired from 5th Special Forces Group at Fort Campbell. And in 2011, I took my team to Afghanistan for a deployment. And on that deployment's when I met Masoud. He was a local interpreter, came to our camp and started working with us, and kept that relationship going. And second time we met up in Afghanistan was 2014. And at that point, all the teams that had been there in between our team had worked on helping him get all his paperwork together for his visa. And on that trip, he got his visa and came back to Nashville. Team pretty much opened up their houses, gave him a place to stay, and
Wow.
he got a job in construction. And then just last year when I decided to do this, we got together and Sue did all the building in here and decorating.
That's beautiful.
And then he decided to stay on and help with doing the distilling and mixing.
Very cool, very cool. That's amazing. We really appreciate your service, so thank you for that. Now this is quite an operation that you guys have going on here. For people that may not know what shine is, can you tell us exactly what that means?
Yeah, so moonshine, technically moonshine isn't actually a category of alcohol.
Okay.
Moonshine, the real meaning of moonshine is it's the illicit sale of illegal alcohol.
So we've just carried that over.
Right, so most people think of moonshine in two ways. It's either a sugar shine, which is what we're making, which is a rum,
Okay.
or it's a corn-based whiskey moonshine. So what we're doing here is we make rum, and we use our rum base for all the different flavors that we have. And then we also do a moonshine whiskey, which is our sweet spirits.
Very cool. What has been some of your most popular flavors to date that you've made here?
Definitely the sweet feed whiskey and the coffee cream moonshine.
Ooh, coffee cream.
Yeah,
That sounds interesting. So besides the shine and the spirits that you guys have, what else is on your menu at the distillery here?
So we also have little things for food. We got pulled pork sandwiches. We cater everything in. We also have pulled pork nachos and like a cold cheese and sausage cracker platter.
Okay, so little snacks and small lunch type menu that people could come in for as well. So I've seen this quite a bit on social media, but you guys host live music here on the weekends. Tell me a little bit more about that. Like, where do you find the bands and what time can people come down and see the show?
So our live music is every Saturday, 3 to 7. Sometimes it goes a little later. But we get all our bands are just local bands. Usually, now that it's cold, it's just one or two people set up here inside, and we get them all. People walk in, give me a CD, say they want to come play, and we'll listen to them and then set them up for a weekend.
Awesome. All right, and that's still going on now. It's not canceled just because of the winter or holiday seasons.
It goes all year.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, actually, let's go ahead and maybe take a tour of the distillery here, and we'll show everybody what you guys have going on.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So when you come to the distillery, you can do a tour and a tasting. This is our still that we're using to make everything here. It's a 150-gallon kettle, so we can make 150 gallons of mash, or we can run 150 gallons of mash and pull the alcohol out. It's a column still. It's all copper. There's copper plates in between each section. It's got 2 condensers. What happens is we cook the mash down here, and what we're trying to do is turn the alcohol into vapors and separate it from the mash. So the alcohol rises up, goes across, and hits this condenser, and then pours out right here. Usually comes out about 160 proof, which is 80%. We'll make our mash in here, and then we'll pump the mash into this room. This room is temperature controlled. The mash has to keep about 80 degrees to ferment correctly. If you look in here, this is a bourbon mash that's been going for about 6 or 7 days. And you can see all the little bubbles in there, and what that is the yeast turning the sugar into alcohol. Usually we keep about 3 or 4 batches of bourbon running and 2 or 3 batches of rum going. After we get done fermenting here, we'll pump it back out into the still. Once it gets in the still, that's when we cook it and then pull all the alcohol out of it.
Cool. So what's next?
So over here, this is our bottling and mixing section. You see right now Masoud's bottling a batch of our peach moonshine. Everything here is bottled by hand. Masoud can tell you a little bit about what he's doing.
So what we do, we bottle everything with hands. It's all handcraft, and we label everything with hand, and we box it and we put it on those pallets over there and ready for ship out to distributor in Nashville, or keep it for our tasting room at the distillery here.
Very nice.
So then over here we have our, this is our barrel area. Right now we've got 2 things being barreled. We have a bourbon. Bourbon is getting going in brand new oak charred barrels. And then over here on the left is all of our rum. Our rum is going in used rye whiskey barrels. So when it comes out, it's going to be a nice dark rye, rum with a little bit of a rye spice to it.
Wow.
If you look over here, what I'll do is I'll show you this. This barrel's been in here for about 4 months. Every once in a while, we'll pull some out. When it goes in, it's nice and clear. When it comes out, it has a nice, nice bronze color. And what that comes from, as it's aging, the temperature changes will make the wood expand, and it'll soak up some of the alcohol, and then when it cools down, it squeezes it back out. So this is our bourbon right now. It's just about ready to get bottled. Hopefully in January we're going to bottle our first barrel.
Wow, so first batch is almost ready.
Yeah.
And will that be available here?
Yep. Well, our first barrel will only be sold here at the distillery, and then probably a couple months after that we'll start getting some up for distribution.
Awesome.
So,
well, Andy, I appreciate you showing me around. Is there anything else we need to take a look at back here? Is that basically the operation?
no, that's basically the operation.
Very cool. Well, thanks again for meeting with me today, and we'll see you guys next time on the Love Pleasant View show.
Thanks for coming.